Tonight, a new season begins, but one name still sits up top. Congratulations, Joshua Susi, on his champion run last season, and we open Season 6 for the full throttle performance from Daytona in these next-gen machines. It's 110 laps, 3 tire sets, full fuel tanks, and ready to go tonight. Pack racing at 200 miles an hour means precision, patience, and as well as chess at upwards of those 200 miles an hour. Welcome in, everybody. It's Sean Stam, Justin Yaw out here in Stam Studio Network. It's going to be a fun night out to us tonight. We have a packed and stacked field of 38 drivers ready to go. Justin, how are you doing on this wonderful race evening?
I am good, sir. Glad to be back with you here in Daytona. The Airbnb wasn't too bad last night. Woke up this morning, drank a nice big glass of Ghost Energy, and I'm glad to be back here again calling action with you.
Well, these drivers just now getting done with their qualifying laps, and that is a familiar face out up front. We got quite a few familiar faces in some familiar places, also some newer faces in some newer places as well. Matthew Fitz out of Team Sparkle Unicorn, going to slap it on the pole tonight with a whopping 49.57. How about Caitlin Haight joining back in with us this season, number 11. She starts P2. Jeremy Zarfos out of Zarfos Photography. He'll start P3 from the World Center of Racing. How about Dakota Kuhn back racing with us at the number 95.067 seconds off of our pole lap out of Matthew Fitz. It'll be Stan Mayberry out of Full Throttle Motorsports, Jaden Bingaman, Matthew Sheridan, David Smill Jr., Austin Greif. That's going to be Troy Wagaman Jr., Chad Griggs, and Brett Strickler rounding out your top 12 tonight.
So we look at 13. Eric Shinek going to start as 13. Kyle McCarthy 14. Joshua Susi 15. Kevin Click 16. 17. Tyler Schnell. 18. Ken Baum Jr. 19. Steven Overstat. 20th. Chad Engel. Willie Hobart in the 21st spot. 22 going to be Michael Self. 23 Ryan Smith. 24 Joshua Gaiman.
About Tyler Rush starting P25 out of Turtle Shells Green Motorsports. Chris Lynn out of Turn 2 Terribles starting P26. It'll be Dylan Clark and Drew May as well as starting P28. We're also going to have Tyler Massey out here in his Stam Studio Network Harvest Ford Mustang starting P29. Anthony Bay starting P30. James Terranelli. Daniel Higgins out here Super Speedway racing with us tonight. Nathan Burnett as well as Dean Clavitt. Jimmy Barr also out of Turn 2 Terribles. He'll start P35. And Kevin Gibney Jr. starting P36. Carson Pittman, George Wood as well as Nathan. Nathan will start from the pits this race. Justin, I don't think starting from the pits is necessarily a bad thing out here, especially with a whole stacked and packed field of 38 drivers ready to go. Real quick before we do get going, we unfortunately did lose somebody special out here during the off-season. Bill Hales, driver number 53, raced quite a bit in the bump and run at Full Throttle Performance sim racing series with us over these last few quite a few last few seasons, and we know that Bill will be watching up there from the clouds here tonight, and as well as all these drivers know that Bill's going to be hanging on the board here with them, and man, we miss you, Bill, but we know that you have fun watching up there, man.
Most definitely, Bill. From what we've read and heard and been talking with, Bill's an admirable guy. We appreciate all his contributions. I know a lot of these guys probably, obviously know him a lot better than me and Sean did. It's awesome getting to kind of know through our broadcasts and stuff, and he's got the best seat in racing tonight here as we get ready to start at Daytona.
He's got the best seat in the house, and Barney the flag man has got the green flag ready to go. Ladies and gentlemen, get up, stand up for your life. Neither of you ever give up the fight. We are green flag racing going into Full Throttle Performance Season 6. 6 seasons of high-speed action, high-speed adrenaline coming at you here. It's led by Caitlin Haight and Matthew Fitz going into turn 1.
Working their way through turns number 1 and 2, outside and inside line, all just kind of side by side of the field. No jumbling just yet, but as this race wears on, you're going to see a lot of different strategies be played out. If it's anything like it was last night, field strategy is going to be the key thing, and making sure you got a dancing partner. You can't get strung out, can't get too far. And like Sean said earlier in the broadcast, starting in the back is maybe not a bad decision. Try to maybe keep the nose out. Just kind of keep everything in front of you, something you can control. If you get caught up in a wreck like that, kind of hard to keep it in your control.
Caitlin Payne's going to lead lap 1 of season 6. Full Throttle Performance already worked their way and up to gear number 5, hitting speeds at 195, 96 miles an hour, going back into turn 1. Who's that already getting a little bit scraped that outside wall? Looks like he'll right back into line for Brett Strickler. I believe that was one of our turn 2 Terribles driver. That little orange and black, I believe that's Chevrolet Camaro. He'll slot it back into the outside line. We're still going to run side by side coming out of the exit, going back and into turn 3. Still Caitlin 8, Dakota Kuhn, Matthew Fitz running 1, 2, 3.
Round through here. Coming back to the start finish line. Most of it side by side, that inside line. I get a lot more cars than the outside, but momentum right now kind of stalled right there around the 3rd row. So we kind of wear on, you'll start seeing different lines, different folks kind of exploring out. I think at one point last night we were like 3 or 4 wide, but right now, 3 laps into this race, we're not going to see it too crazy, I don't believe, Sean.
You best believe it, Justin. I think you're exactly right there. We only have, what is that? Oh, that's right, 0 faster pairs for these drivers available. 3 tire sets and 100% fuel. So we will start to see some strategy. Like I was talking about that pre-race, we will see Chess at upwards of 200 miles an hour. But right now, hey, these drivers keeping things running side by side, but you do see these runs still calm, still cordial. Don't see these drivers swatting flies on the inside of their next-gen machines. As you see now Jaden Bingaman go down and make a move in front of that inside line. He'll lead lap number 3 across the stripe. 26, Jeremy Zarfos Photography Ford Mustang is out up front. He's got that Nitro Racing Chevrolet Camaro of, that would be David Smeal Jr., out there outside leading that outside row. So although the teammates, they're going to start to look for each other right now. There you see Jeremy Zarpos Photography's second car in that outside line trying to push that Nitro Racing Chevrolet Camaro up there. We know that both of those teams, Jeremy Zarpos Photography's turn 2 Terribles as well as those Nitro Racing Chevrolet Camaros, Justin, we know that they bring some serious speed, power, and teamwork to make the dream work from Super Speedway Racing.
Yeah, teamwork is what makes the dream work here at Daytona. You got to make sure you keep your car clean. Watch those temps, keep an eye on them. A lot of bobbing and weaving going back off. Like I said earlier, you got to keep this thing in front of you. Don't worry about what's going on outside of you. That's what you got your spotter for. But just keep this thing in front of you. You can only control what's in front of you and let everybody else worry about themselves. So just try to make sure you get a clean hot rod, because, man, this thing's going to come down to a last lap, I got a feeling.
They came down out of turn 4 last night for the Bump and Run Cup Series, and as we have mentioned quite a few times, we do have quite a few drivers both running in each series there. On board here with Matthew Fitz, kind of one of the admins here for this Full Throttle Performance Sim Racing League here, and we can see, I mean, pole sitter started there at the front of the pack, led 1 lap, but unfortunately for the 69, falls back into P11, kind of in the hornet's nest, if you will. Now this is we have come to expect here some pretty, as well as we see it time and time again out here for Full Throttle Performance. It is very, very clean racing. So although I do mention Matthew Fitz kind of falling back within the nitty gritty of it there, he's still going to have some work to do, as well as maybe miss a wreck that's coming up. But I think as we continue to see some very nice runs, we have also seen time and time again very nice racing, very smart racing from just, I would give it to all these drivers out here, keeping things running smooth. And as I mentioned, that's already Matthew Fitz. Hey, he's already slicing, dicing, working up that inside line, picking them off out there on that outside line, couple moves at a time. There's a nice move from Troy Wagon into the race lead, and then to block that run on the outside line.
Yeah, what a move right there. Good job of maybe kind of controlling it. That's kind of, you're playing the mind game here of wanting to be in control versus maybe, trying to be the pusher. Do you want to be the aggressor and try to make it happen, or is it just kind of take it easy, kind of take it simple? I'm a big fan of the Cletus saying, I know it's been around, he just mentioned the other day, race simple. Don't race outside of your means. Don't get too aggressive early on. Just race simple, and you'll be there at the end.
You know what he also told, Cleet told, or I guess it was Hosey that told Cleet, he said, normally the wrecks that you cause, you're not in there. And, well, we'll have to see if that's necessarily true tonight. But back and going to this clean and ethical wheel racing, it even from super speedway racing to cookie cutter mile and a half, and even to road courses, it's so much fun to watch these guys and gals go at it here for both series, especially these hard to drive NASCAR Next Gen machines. And how about Kyler McCarthy? I've watched him work his way back it up into P number 3. That's also Nitro Racing Chevrolet Camaro up there. That's 11 spots gained since the drop of the green flag. Just a couple spots less than our biggest mover so far, who would actually be Chad Engel and his Chevrolet Camaro. Right now, Chevrolet is rounding out P2 through 7 on the track, and then some Ford sprinkled in with a few Camrys. Whoa, we got one way up.
Woo! Mine's up there flirting with a wall, and they're going to have to pay the painting crew a little bit extra this week. Man, he struck that wall good. Definitely a little war paint there on the right side of that hot rod. Who is?
Oh, no, it's our man that started back there from the pits. It's Nathan Burnett.
Nathan going to kind of run the high side. I don't think the car's damaged too badly there. I think he'll be A-okay. Just need a little bit of drafting help, and he may just fall back here to the longest line and just kind of ride for a little bit. It looks like, I don't know. Trying to go on board and see if maybe it knocked the toe out of it just a little bit. No, I mean, steering wheel looks pretty left. I mean, I know it sounds dumb. I mean, it looks pretty straight, to me. But he is definitely off the pace. You can see just how much that draft affects you.
Well, we mentioned that Nathan, he did start back there within the pits, and I do believe that these are open setups that these guys and gals are running out to tonight. And speaking of gals, that'll be Caitlin Haight up in that number 11. I think I've called her another name here early on the race. Apologies for that. But Caitlin Haight now is going to make that a move up in the outside line. Caitlin Haight was a top 4 contender, or one of our top contenders in the championship running last season. I believe got knocked out in the round of 8, if my memory does serve me correct. But hey, the season starts right here, right now, and Caitlin Haight knows it. She's up here running that outside line, leading it, trying to get back to Troy Wagaman Jr.'s. Maybe a little bit of side draft action on that number 20 Chevrolet Camaro, who continues to lead lap after lap after lap. Troy started back there in P9, that inside line, grooving. He's got the 38 Brett Strickler right there behind him.
This outside line starting to kind of maybe get formed up. I mean, since pretty much the drop of the hat, this thing has been side by side. Maybe dropped to about 3rd row down there, but so far everybody's pretty much been right on top of things for sure. Nobody's really pushed the issue just too much yet, but I mean, we're just a handful of laps into a 110 lap race, Sean. So, obviously intensity will pick up as we go. But right now, everybody just kind of content where they're at, and just keeping an eye on them temps and then keeping the nose clean.
Something to allude that you talked about here earlier on the race, Justin, especially as we kind of look a little bit further in the back, or not the back of the pack, but like mid-pack. I'm talking about P20, 25, all the way through. Once again, we have about 38 drivers out here tonight. You get in that dirty, that wake, that turbulent air, as well as there's really not, there's a lot less clean air going into the engine bay back here, and you have to keep that in mind with your pushes. I don't think that we've necessarily seen push come to shove here just yet, as there's a huge checkup in front of Chad Griggs. Chad out here to Jefferson City. He's keeping that throttle pedal, playing with it. Since the drop of the green flag, not only playing with that throttle pedal each and every lift, you save just that much more fuel, on your run. And I think that fuel saving could definitely become a name of the game here tonight, especially depending on where you continue to run out here. Continuing to get about maybe a quarter way through, about halfway through. These drivers going to need to they'll decipher and see where they're running about, and have to make those strategy calls there on that fuel as well as tire strategy call. I remember we saw from the Bump and Run Cup Series race, it's only 60 laps, but there was some differing strategy calls out there as far as tires, as far as fuel go. We actually had a couple drivers run out of fuel from the white, even on the white flag last night, excuse me.
Yeah, and look at this run this outside gets. If you notice, you kind of, if you're up front, you and your partners got to make sure you're together here and try to keep blocking. It looks like Caitlin and David Snell doing a great job. Smith doing a great job sitting together right there. McCarthy, Susie all right there in the front. Typical runners up here with a full throttle performance group. Smith kind of looking outside. Is he going to stick his nose up there for the lead? Looks like he's going to stick McCarthy to the outside, kind of abandon Caitlin down on the bottom. Caitlin going to have to scramble, get a new partner down there. Outside, David Smith to the lead as they head off into turn number 3.
Teammates have found themselves on that outside line with David Smeal Jr. Now Kyla McCarthy in 1-2, and then 1-2, excuse me, that would be 2-3 on that inside line. Turn 2 Terribles finding themselves both second, third, and fourth in line. That'd be Troy Wagaman, I do believe, as well as Brett Strickler. Also has the Bearded Bear Custom Hides machine. I think that is the teal and the teal blue at number 95 of Dakota Coon, running about 5th to 6th place in that inside line as well. There's a long way to go, a long time to get there. We're still not seeing really too much push to shove here just yet, except that top 3 within the outside line. You see they're really locked to their rear bumpers on one another, really trying to push each other out into this lead up to that inside line over Caitlin Haight, as well as that number 20 of Troy Wagaman. They're able to kind of get just maybe a car length or 2 and out up front before that inside line. That's another really nice run. Able to side draft and right on back, not able to get him.
Working their way back around through here. Everybody is hard at it, trying to get the machine up front. Everybody kind of still in just one pack. They're straddling around through there. And this inside line obviously got more cars to it, man. This lead pack up here really kind of breaking off right there. That high side got a good little run, nose to tail. They are moving up top. Smeal still outside. McCarthy in here. Comes that bottom side. What a run out the bottom side there. Nose to tail coming through the corner. But you got to be careful doing that with that nose to tail look. Oh, that's why you get a little squirrely like that. It'll kick out from you real quick like.
Already seeing some wobbly wigglies there, as well as, oh man, Caitlin Haight's a little bit too far out up front here. Here comes Brett Strickler down into that big rear bumper, that Toyota Camry. Toyota running Caitlin Haigh is the only Toyota right now running up within the top 20 positions, except 15 with Eric Schneck there. Here comes even more runs here, Justin. Something that I thought that we would see within our first run within last season of the Full Throttle Performance Sim Racing League. I thought that we'd start to see some single file action, and these drivers let us know here relatively earlier on last season that we would not be seeing really any single file action. All these drivers ready to go. We're going to start to look 3 wide. There goes the number 20 of Troy Wagaman. He's got the parachute out right now.
He's going to drop like a rock. They work their way around through. Yeah. Remix! Sorry. South line gonna get formed up. There's Kyler. Say hello to Kyler's radiator.
Hello.
There's Joe trying to get this thing moved right around through here.
Oh, you know it. Holy, we got a full party in here, Justin. Look at this.
All right.
And first thing I noticed, we're on board here with Kyla McCarthy right now.
We got to ask Zuber if he's got a beer. Zuber, you got a beer?
Oh, Zuber's got a beer. Come on now.
Yeah.
Look at Kyler, though. He's rocking the Stamp Studio Network shirt. He's rocking his way up into the race lead. Oh, but he's got that outside line's actually just about there. As well as now David Smeal Jr., Kyler's teammate, now into the inside line. This is 1, 2, 3. What is that? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. About 6 different cameras that we got rocking and rolling. Appreciate you guys coming out there with us. I mean, look at them going to work. Just the intensity you can see on the faces already.
Intensity is already cranked up to about a 7 or 8, and he's still got the whole bunch of laps to go. This inside line has kind of just took over. The outside line kind of fall apart. See, a lot of cars kind of moving down to that inside line. You know, I wouldn't be surprised to see everybody kind of get content. Maybe kind of just riding the bottom right here and just keep your nose out of it and facing forward. I think that's the key tonight. This outside line ain't going to go away, though. Not without somewhat of a battle.
Well, outside line definitely fizzled out. Inside starting to take over. Going through, it's now led by Brett Strickler. Got Jake Ligaman up there out in front. Still running third place in that inside line. How about David Smeal Jr. as well as Kyla McCarthy side by side for 4th and 5th. Troy Wagaman will fall back to P6. Joshua Gaiman. Nice run for him tonight. Right now shown as our second biggest mover, sitting P7 for the number 61. Joshua Gaiman back out racing with us this season. How about Stefan Oberstadt running in P8, 11 spots. He's in the middle right there beside Joshua Gaten, Chad Engel. That's the top 10. That outside line, hang on to it. That was, I think that was Chad Engel right there, and his number 35. He's still getting wobbly.
Easy now. Let's keep these things moving forward, not in reverse or in a wall. But keep the show moving forward.
Whoa! No, not the show moving forward.
No. Watch out!
Oh, big one. The 22 involved, the number 4, Carson
Hold the brake.
Pittman. He's still involved.
Lock her down.
So is the 45. Oh, Anthony Bay. George Wood is going to make his way through it. Oh my goodness! Right when Justin, you could feel the intensity pick up there right before that wreck started. No,
that got crazy quick, fast, in a hurry.
Nice move there for George Wood to make his way through it. We're still looking at how many cars are involved here. Chad Engel, Tyler Rush, Carson Pittman, Michael Sheridan, James Terranelli. Some pretty heavy damage on some drivers that were running about mid-pack here, Justin.
Mid-pack, and it got wadded up quick. Oh, Kyler's going to take a brunt of that one. Good on Kyler to keep her straight. Lock her down right there. Evasive action, taking everybody going inside, trying to get out of the way, and them two right there are just involved. He went through them. Boy, McCarthy got hooked like Elliott did in the 500. Golly.
Thankfully, it's not. I know the lime greens look the same. That was the 14.
Oh, excuse me.
No, you're all. It's probably it's probably the screen share that doesn't help at all either. The 14 involved. I'm still looking for the card number or the name. Excuse me.
14 got hooked like Elliott did. Whoever that was.
And then the wreck's still not over. They're still wrecking up there or behind them, and then the evasive action. Here it's now starting. Okay, it is the wreck is behind him there. 14. I guess I think the 13 there of Willie Hobart, but it shows the 14 on the paint scheme. Golly, we got a lot of cars junked up here. 31. I think that's that would be Kevin Gibney Jr. Give us a couple of races here. We're still learning these names and car numbers. Here's another look at it. Just a push to some, all gone wrong off of that front end of the Club Penguin of the number 4. Golly, nice move there for the 22 to miss it.
I don't know why. Every time this just makes me think it out. Think of the Magic Johnson when he goes, somebody going right around through there. Just I missed it, you know.
On board with Kevin Gibney Jr. Whoa, he's feeling like a little cold trickle there, making
Watch
his
out.
way through the smoke.
Don't hit the ramp right there in the corner. Yeah, if you go down through there's a ramp down there in the corner. I don't think the crew chief will be too excited. You wipe the front end out of that hot rod, you know, trying to Bo-Duke it.
See one more look at really just the push going to shove there. That's Chad Engel off the front nose of, I think that's Carson Pittman there in the Club Penguin machine. And like you said, the Willie Hobart just getting hooked there.
Oh, Penguin.
Look at the number 6 Red Bull Racing Machine make his way through it. That's Eric Schneck. Nice evasive action as well as Andrew May. I think that is. There goes another number 13 Turn 2 Terribles. So really, I did think more drivers were involved than initially thought, but I think only about 5, maybe 6 drivers involved here.
Well, we're going to regroup, restack. They're going to catch their breath. We'll do it again for another couple hundred laps. I got to thinking the other night, Sean, you think you can do an enduro race with these next-gen cars?
God, I've been waiting for them to slap all 3 series, the next gen as well as the trucks and the O'Reillys, a Daytona road course. Just do it. Let's see what happens.
You think that'd go over well?
No. I mean, I think it would be fun. I'd go pay to see it.
Yeah.
Daniel Higgins, speaking of road course racing, now I've come to, I mean, I've called Daniel Higgins when he's hops behind the wheel of the stock car a road course ringer, but that's really, I mean, that it's true, but it's not the case in the sense that Daniel Higgins, he's also kicked some pretty serious butt there on ovals as well. So road course ringer, oval course ringer as well, whatever you want to say. Daniel Higgins, I think he'll be one of the many newer faces racing with us this season out here in this Full Throttle Performance Sim Racing League. And Daniel, we're happy to have you here. I know that you'll be rocking and rolling on some road courses here coming up, but it's fun to watch you show as much pace as you do, as well as race-winning pace from these ovals that we find ourselves on here. Daniel Higgins, he'll restart your P15. That'll be Michael Self, Chad Griggs, Tyler Massey, Tyler Shell, George Wood. That's the top 20. I guess I am going to have to take back what I said there, because we started this race with about 38 drivers. We're missing, still waiting on about 10 on 11 of them to catch up. So that's probably about 10 or 11 drivers involved.
Well, I think right here, Sean, you're going to see some guys maybe come in. You know, do we see kind of our cycle is start kind of rotating around? We think everybody just stays out. We're going to stay out here?
They made their pit stops when I was looking at some replays. Apologies there.
Well, you know, did everybody come in? Did we have a couple guys come in, or is it kind of broke up? Everybody come in all at once?
Well, Justin,
Good question. We'll
everybody
pass that
was
along.
in except for Nathan Burnett trying to get his wave around, which he may have.
Okay.
We'll check up on that here in a few moments' time.
All right, here we go. Re-racked, restacked. Like a new game of pool, baby. We fish and get after it like Donkey Kong. Green flag back in the air from Buster. We're going live again from Daytona. Side by side, the front two on the inside. Going to get a heck of a jump on the inside. That's going to open the door for, I believe that is that the number 69 machine. You can jump down to the bottom. Look at the gap right there. Open up front. I don't know if I like that gap a lot, but he's going to be able to defend both lanes as they come off of turn number 2. Keeping a heads up, here comes another car back through here looking to get up here and contend for the race win. The outside line going to be able to catch them as they head back off into turn number 3.
Going into turn number 3, Jaden Bigeman, Brett Strickler. That is inside and outside. He got Caitlin Haight as well as Troy Wagaman Jr. in that inside line. Here comes a nice run up top. It's going to be Jaden Bigeman who shuts the door on the inside line but kills the momentum of Caitlin Haight and gang. Caitlin Haight now is going to lead that outside line, followed by the number 61 of Joshua Gaiman in that Santa Cruz Syndicate Chevrolet Camaro. He's going to have some nice help there with David Smeal Jr., also Kyler McCarthy, that outside line, finding some more teammates here earlier on a race restart. Jaden Bigeman with a nice move to the inside line, as looks like that number 26, the only Ford up there in the top 8, make his way to lead that opening lap here on this this first race restart that we've had.
We work our way off of turn number 4. The outside line seems to still be the kind of the head honcho as they work their way around through here. Inside line up to about 3rd, 4th right now. Caitlin Haight still leading us around through here. And folks got a new names up here. We don't flirt up there too much. Ooh, somebody up there flirting.
Flirt with disaster up there, and something I think we got to highlight there, Justin. Look at already, I mean, we're 27 laps down, already 12 different lead changes out here from the World Center of Racing. These runs are pretty massive, and it's what you do with them that could make or break your entire race. As well as, remember, we got to worry about strategy. Fuel runs out here tonight. Remember, he's probably leading up those in the inside and outside lines, probably burning way more fuel than their co-counterparts, as it will be Caitlin Haight and Jaden Bigeman still out front, leading their respectful lines. That'll be Brett Strickler, Joshua Gaiman, Troy Wagaman, David Smeal Jr. There's Fitz and McCarthy. Andrew May backing all the way up from, that was, I think he started this race, Andrew May did, in about 25th position. Andrew May all the way up P9 with Stefan Oberstadt, P10.
We're working back up through the field here. Everybody just kind of keeping a hammer down. Andrew May, 22, man, he was coming off of 22 up there flirting. He got down to the bottom real quick, like going to get down there towards the bottom. Hug that apron best you can. Andrew, don't go up top after I just talked about you going on the bottom. I appreciate it. Okay? Give me that. Working our way through the trioval here, clicking off like laps left and right. You're going to look up here in just a minute, and we're going to be on lap 110. You go by, where'd the show go?
What do they say? Time flies when you're having fun.
Fuck, having fun, baby.
Well, I can't tell. You think the drivers are having more fun right now, or are they just trying to chillax? And as I mean, the whole inside there from about 10th on back is really a whole big old train, but still about the top 5 to 6 out the outside. At least the leaders trying to make it work out there. As here comes Jaden Bingaman and gang with a huge shove across the stripe.
Yeah, this outside line getting formed up pretty, or excuse me, the bottom line getting pretty wound up there. That's going to push Zarpos up there to the lead. And then the inside line really forming. You got somebody way on back through there trying to get some side draft or something. To try to maybe get a little hay going to the front. Got it nose to tail down through there. So maybe go the outside there. Flirting with it. Carter get out up the way there. Hates trying to get that outside line moving, but man, just no takers right now. We're going to snug as a bug to the rug at the bottom down there, and nobody's going to move up off of it.
What's really surprising to me is, I mean, we're seeing them try to make it work here. The inside line, it's got cars all the way from the next county over, from left to right, from front to back there. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars up in the outside line. Here they're going to have a nice run back on the outside, but will they make anything work with it? Andrew May not really moving up the track to side draft them at all. They're going to get another nice run out of that cannon. It's really the back and forth, and Cat and Mass out here from Super Speedway Racing. Caitlin Haight trying to gain a little bit more that she all just lost in turns 1 and 2. And then here's that back train that I was referencing earlier. I mean, goodness, it's all single file from just about, yeah, it is single file from about, that would be 12th on back.
Yeah, I know all these folks right here, you know, they're kind of playing the old Daytona rule, just take it easy until the end. You know, no rush and trying to get to the front. Obviously, you want to lead some laps. I don't know if they, you know, they base points off of it. But, you know, nothing wrong with just kind of hanging in the back. You know, if you got a good car, you know, kind of wait this thing out. You don't have one caution. Don't want to get yourself caught up in another one, you know, the next little bit here and take yourself out of contention for a win.
This is one of my favorite camera shots here. It's like you're a spectator at the World Center of Racing, watching the pack race to you. 203 miles an hour as Troy Wagaman Jr. across the stripe here. That's inside line is really keeping it steady as outside has nowhere to go, snug as a bug well, not really, except pushes for out up front, but he's still seeing quite a bit of gaps here for him. Between the nose to tail of these drivers. Now here comes the outside line with a little bit more run. There's a bump and a shove. Brett Strickler looking at Troy Wagaman Jr. looking into the inside of that radiator there. My God, Brett Strickler's the meat in the sandwich going into turn 3. Gotta be careful here, ladies and gentlemen, with those pushes.
Somebody up there getting a little bit aggressive. Who's going to make the mistake and be too much aggressive? You know what I'm saying? Is there such a thing of it as too aggressive?
I mean, yeah, I think there is, Justin, because looking at that last caution, I'm not saying that it was Carson Pittman's necessarily intention or trying to wreck the hell out of the rear bumper, but I mean, we saw Carson Pittman's the run that he had in that number 4, just a little bit too much to that rear bumper. And so I think to answer your question, yeah, I think there is maybe a little, there's that fine line, as well as what really differentiates that fine line is if you're going into the corner, if you're coming out of the corner, or that tri-oval section. Other than that, they have at that rear bumper if you're behind me.
You know, have you ever seen a thing on, apparently, now I don't know if they still do this, but they used to put helicopter tape on the front of these race cars. You know that?
What, make the engine run real hot?
No, they put them on the front end. So that way, like you're running around through, the car doesn't get sandblasted and stuff.
Oh, that's all right. I'm picking up what you're laying. Okay.
Video a while back I seen of look, it was Cletus and Dale Jr. They were talking about it, and yeah, they put helicopter tape on the front so that way it doesn't sandblast the race car.
That's smart, and I've also seen them like in the O'Reilly Auto Parts series. They have that sort of. I'm not sure if that's the same tape you're necessarily talking about, but they'll have that. It's got to be different because it's kind of like anti-glide tape, if you will, where it'll keep you from hooking that car and up and in front of you. Not something that we do have within the simulator on that O'Reilly Auto Parts series, but it's cool. It's kind of cool to go into the nuances and the engineering of the different styles of racetracks that we go to, especially these super speedway races where, I mean, Justin, you've seen it here. They've had to ban it within qualifying. The whole, you know what I'm talking about, put your hand up there on the window net, trying to block all that air from coming into the inside of the car. And just a little bit less drag, but obviously NASCAR hammering that down.
Yeah, I mean, you know what happened last Wednesday when Noah did it. He got his ass busted.
Hey, wait a second. I think I see. Is that Troy Wagon? No, okay, his hands are on the wheel. All right. Just had to double check there. No, in all seriousness.
He said, "Hey, Ma, look at this."
God, man, Troy, what a race here for him. And I think it's time to go here through the field. I'll kind of within 10s here, Justin. I'll take top 10. Brett Strickler, Jaden Bigeman, and Troy Wagaman Jr. kind of in the runs of the money, except for Nitro Racing when they made their outside line shine early on in the race. They'll fall back to a few positions back. It'll be Matthew Fitz. Matthew Fitz, we talked about him earlier on in the race, not only one of the avid league owners and league admins, but avid sim racer himself, Matthew Fitz. He did pretty well within our last playoff season. I do believe that number 69 having quite a bit of speed, pace, and momentum throughout the series. It's fun about this series because we follow the real-life NASCAR racing schedule, and these cars all getting to the bottom of the track here. Justin, 38 laps down to go. Andrew May, Dakota Kuhn, Chad Briggs, Ryan Smith, Stan Mayberry, Daniel Higgins. That's the top 10. Seeing all these drivers get to the bottom, I wonder if we will start to see a pit cycle here soon.
Yeah, I'm wondering that too. Maybe you start poking hands out the window telling everybody, hey, I'm going. So our folks 11th, Massey in 12th, Click 13th, Shield 14th. Working way down through here. Stephen Overstaff currently in 15th in Warrenville, North Carolina. Green machine. Next up, gonna have Joshua Gaiman, number 61. That man's got some speed in that 61. David Smiller Jr., 27th and 18th. 19th will be Kyler McCarthy. 20th, Dylan Clark in the 34 machine.
But Joshua Susie having a nice run. He was running up there in the front of the pack earlier on in the race out of Presque Isle. I think I'm saying that one right. Susie, that's our champion from last season, rocking and rolling, running P21 right now. Kevin Gibney Jr. runs P22. That'll be Austin Griffey. I think I called him Greif earlier, excuse me, there. Austin Griffey, he runs in the 557 out of Pennsylvania, I think there. Austin, he's got an interesting driver profile picture of the race there. Dean Clavitt running 24th position. It'll be also be Tyler Rush and Billy Hobart. Chris Lynn out there making the inside line fly in that vertical for life Chevrolet Camaro. Man, he is rocking and rolling at that outside line. Ken Baum Jr. runs P28. It'll be Michael Self and Jimmy Barr, 29 and 30th.
George Wood currently running 31st. Eric Schneck 32nd in the 6th machine. Anthony Bay in 33. Chad Engel 35. Currently running 34th. I believe that is all pretty much on our. Yeah, Chad back here just kind of riding right now. It's kind of had a rough opening to go with this. I believe most everybody else that's in the pits are out.
So we can
that
actually
is
take
how we run through our field.
That was our Through the Field, brought to you by Jeremy Zarfos Photography. Make sure you hit up Jeremy out there in the Facebook lands. And also, taking a look at the right side of your screen, you can see the drivers that did pit on their last pit stop. So it was lap 22. So, and that was after a caution, so still definitely had some more fuel in the tank, but it looks like we might have some takers out here. I think that's going to be, I'm trying to click on the name, there's Caitlin Haight into pit lane. Also Joshua Gaiman, David Smeal Jr., Dylan Clark. Justin, wait a second. Justin, I think we're coming to you down there in the pits.
Yeah, here we go. Everybody gonna come to us. I don't think tires. I haven't heard a lot of tires. Everybody can come in, get a lot of fuel. They may take right side. Right side only kind of be in the call if they were to take some. We'll see here. Caitlin going to take left sides here. My intel was wrong. Thanks for that, my intel people. Away it goes, Caitlin. You've got to make sure you get off here and clean and green with everybody. Don't just get off by yourself, because that could put you in a world of hurt down the road. Back to you, Sean.
Oh, I mean, Justin, we had the the real background audio for the pit stop there, and I think we did see a tire pit stop there. Still no pit stops on here on our front running pack. It's still Dean Clavitz. Well, first of all, David Smeal Jr., Joshua Gaiman still in pit lane. Now Dean Clavitt, the first time that we've mentioned his name here tonight, running in the front of the pack, hopping on board here with Stephen Oberstadt. Whoa, hang on now there. What is that? Easy, hang on. Careful with the
world.
It's got to be wisdom teeth, right? I mean, holy crap.
Oh, poor fellow.
Justin, you still got your wisdom teeth in there?
No, I got mine taken out years ago. Well, not years ago. I mean, it's probably 5 years ago.
Well, Dean, we appreciate you bringing that paint scheme back here with us, as well as the newer snap-on side panel. So it doesn't look anything egregious until you reach that rear bumper there. Pause. It's Ken Baum Jr. First time, or really second and third time we've mentioned Ken's name out here tonight. He's back in racing. Turn 2, Terribles rocking and rolling the inside line. I think we may start to see some hands out the windows here within these next couple laps, but right as I say that, Ken Baum Jr. with no help looking to go on the outside line. He's got Willie Hobart there, and the actual number 13. I think we have 2 13s out here on track. Willie Hobart not opting to go with his teammate of Ken Baum Jr., who we're hopping on board with now. Oh, now he does.
Now you.
Whoa. Justin, how does that feel, even though this is sim racing, as Ken Baum Jr. is going to get a shot to the race lead out of his teammates? You can feel that in the wheel. Justin, how does it feel on a force feedback land after you get shot in half like that?
It'll knock you, I'm not going to say silly, but it'll knock the steering wheel out from under you if you ain't got a hold of it, especially if you can't talk to the person in front of you. You know, you got to keep that thing under you. One bad shot and then lose it in the wheel, especially if you got a drive motor wheel. Golly, it'll knock you the hands off of her.
So still Stefan Oberstadt, the only car running up in the outside line right now. Just no help. And I know I did mention this earlier on in the race. Now we are starting to see it here just a little bit. But you got to remember up here with, oh man, it's Stefan Oberstadt really trying to get to the inside there. But it looks like he'll finally do it. Daniel, I know that you're loving that there. And now that we are starting to see that little bit more single file runs, you got to imagine that fuel is really the top of the driver's priority box right now, because they do have that black box available to them. They have an estimated amount of laps left that they are able to run. And with these drivers, with as content that we're seeing them, Justin, within this full throttle performance sim racing history book that I have had, I would say that this has got to be because fuel is a factor. I think that they're just trying to hit their marks to the good. Once they are to the good, they'll make that pit stop, and that should be our last pit stop of the race here for our race leaders.
Yeah, I think right now you're just kind of still just driving. Don't put yourself in a bad position. Make sure you've got your strategy ironed out with everybody, because Lord knows you get down through there late in the race and you're trying to scramble, trying to make it in, and you don't go by yourself, don't have any help, and next thing you know, you're a couple laps down coming to check it because you played your strategy. So you got to make sure you got your strategy down with everybody, especially if in your group chat or, something together with everybody. Don't be putting yourself in a bind trying to make it happen. Do we got any takers here? No.
To mention something here, just to kind of show this just a little bit more visually, because I myself, I don't know about you, Justin, and any of you down there in YouTube land, but I myself am a visual learner, and we can see this second pack that pitted earlier on, led by Dylan Clark, Kevin Gibney Jr., Tyler Rush, Kyler McCarthy, as well as Joshua Susi, Caitlin Hayes, and Anthony May. This is a very small pack relative to our leading pack that are now starting to catch this front pack, now making their way into the entrance of turn 3. Justin, we saw the same exact strategy call last night with Kyler McCarthy and gang. This is going to be interesting to see where this cycles out from. They're obviously losing. I don't have the math to back that up. Let me check within timing scorings, but you would think that they're losing time right now running in a single file pack with only about 5, maybe 8 cars compared to a whole pack running single file.
Yeah, but it's not a whole lot. I don't think it's as much as you think, but you really need them to start kind of breaking up back there. You can't lose your momentum and start getting a lap down. Everybody's fighting for the lucky dog then, and it puts everybody in a bind.
Well, I have found out the answer. Last lap by, it was a 46.74 lap time for this pack. Up in front, it was a 46.48. So although the 46.35, yeah. So that front pack is definitely putting down just a little bit more speed and pace than this back pack as we now glance back at that front pack. Goodness, that's lots of back and forths. I think to tone things down here, ladies and gentlemen, here at lap number 53, we're going to do something pretty special. Obviously, that was the one, the only. That was Bill Hale's number. I want you all here, once we do get to lap number 53, I want you to put a 5 and a 3 up in the air, and we're going to go silent for lap number 53. Something to show our dedication out here for the man, Bill Hale. So I know continues to watch. They're up and above us. He's watching some single file racing going on right now. Ken Baum Jr., Willie Hobart, Troy Ragaman Jr., Brett Strickler, and Dean Clavitt leading the top 5 runners. Justin, I mean, how about you? This is then single file running out here from these last couple of laps. What's going through the driver's mind right now?
So far, it's been a lot of good racing. I mean, sure, the intensity level hasn't been there, as much as one would hope, I guess, at a place like this. But that's Daytona. You don't want to put yourself in a bind early on in this race. So just kind of riding right now. We're just now almost to halfway in this thing. So, but you're going to see intensity as it wears on. Especially with pit cycles coming up, everything like that. You're going to see intensity get turned to 10.
Something that we not only saw, but we felt there, but before that first and only caution flag lap that we have had. It's been one caution for 3 laps. We've had 19 lead changes. Right now, Ken Baum Jr. out and up front. Right now, teammates making the dreammates work. 52 out of 110. We're stalking, creeping halfway. Willie Hobart stalking, creeping out the dungeon from P21 all the way up into P19. How about Troy Ragaman Jr.? I think Troy's been the driver who continues to run up within this running pack within the first 3 to 5 positions that I have seen consistently since the drop of the green flag. Keep your eye on that number 20 Chevrolet Camaro, Jeremy Zarpos photography machine. He's still got Brett Strickler, Dean Clavitt, and Dakota Kuhn running 4th, 5th, and 6th behind him. Ladies and gentlemen, go ahead, put that 5, put that 3 up in the air. We'll be right back up here with you in the booth. This is for you, Bill Hales. Appreciate that, everybody, and we'll get back here to some live racing action. Bill, we appreciate you there, man, as well. It's Ken Baum Jr., Willie Hobart, Troy Wagman Jr. That's the top 3. Brett Strickler, Dean Clavitt, Dakota Queen. That's now top 6. It's Tyler Massey. Now, Tyler, hey, that's a pretty fun. We mentioned, or I saw this earlier, but now getting to comment on it here just briefly. Justin, look at that. We got a little look at what Tyler Massey looks like. Tyler, he's a Philadelphia Eagles fan out of Dover, Delaware, running P7.
Them birds, baby.
Now, Justin, you got an NFL team down there in the Bammers, or you just more? Well, I know you're not saying.
I do.
I know you're not college.
Now I watch a lot. Yeah, I don't watch a lot of NFL stuff. You know, it's one of those, like, if it's on, I'll watch it, but I'm not going to stick it out. But go Seahawks.
Congratulations to the boys out there.
Yeah, my college team wasn't great as well, but how about them Seahawks, baby? Them Super Bowl.
The 25. Oh man, it's hard when I don't have timing scorings up in front of me. But I know that you'll always share your thoughts about when we do hop on, or when we do see the 25 and the Bump and Run Cup Series with that Crimson Tide paint scheme. I don't think he's out here with us tonight, but Cameron Smith and the number 9, who I don't think is racing with us tonight either, like to just, if you are watching out there on YouTube, man, congratulate you on your race win from last night, the season opening race. Also checking in here real quick as Ken Baum Jr. moves to the outside line. He's going to lose quite a few positions. We got Unicorn Queen, Ricardo Cano. We got Terry and Ted out there all in YouTube land. Hey, welcome in. Hopefully you're all doing well. And Mary Jo, hopefully the surgery went well, and hopefully you are recovering A-OK today.
We're still working our way around through here. We're working our way through turns 3 and 4. Still single file round through here, which is about normal. I'm just wondering when you're going to see this group maybe start thinking pit call here.
Yeah, we are running that 100% fuel, and that kind of caught us. Excuse me. It caught us off guard there last night. The Bump and Run Cup Series. We saw quite a few drivers. They just didn't fuel. They didn't put enough fuel out there coming towards the white and checkered flags. That we did see quite a few drivers not have enough Sunoco fuel to make it to the end of the race. So we're going to see if that plays any factor in here tonight. And Justin, here just real quick as we take another look at what's caused this this caution earlier on here in the race. I mean, we're talking about pushes to shoves all gone wrong. Here's another look at what happened if you're just now joining us.
That was our lone caution so far in the race. Kind of a whole lot of catastrophe there. There's a couple good cars down, but opening day of race season, you know, for these guys and gals, you know, it's not too bad of a day, I guess. You know, we'll move on. You move on to Atlanta next week and just, you know, try to keep the momentum rolling. Or we're going to go high there, kind of maybe poke it out, get some fresh air into the nose here.
I think that's
Matthew.
Matthew.
Keep poking it out, but yeah, you keep trying to poke it out and hopefully try to maybe get some momentum, maybe get a couple of friends to go with you. But that's the thing, you got to have friends to go with you. So far, nobody wants to.
Now, Justin, something that I do think that we, or at least I could have done just a little bit better last night's race, as well as, I don't want to jinx anything here tonight, but I mean, my goodness, we're running super speedway races, super speedway racing, excuse me, with lots of newer faces in some newer places, and especially for the Bump and Run Cup Series last night, Justin. Hey, we only had one caution, and that was just for a spin down on pit lane. So I mean, there was, effectively 0 cautions for 0 incidents. Although we have had one here tonight. That has been the only caution here thus far. And going back to what I've said earlier, hey, ladies and gentlemen, you can try, but I don't know if you can get much better than some ethical, clean, real NASCAR racing out here from some full throttle performance sim racing action. I mean, we did. There were about 10 drivers involved in that wreck earlier on, but most of them, if not, were able to get that damage all fixed up and repaired. And checking in there on our second sort of pack. Remember, we do have about. Well, we now have 3 packs. This is now looking at our 3rd pack. Austin Griffey, Michael Self, as well as I think that's Chris Lynn. So 3 different packs. Kylan McCarthy's pack still running within about 8 car. Well, they've picked up a couple cars now here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Yeah.
7, 8, probably about 9 if the 31's able to tag on there. I think 10. Excuse me, 35 and 10.
Yeah, they're gonna pick up a couple more cars around 3 here. But man, if you're that pack right there, you got to keep that other one at bay, because if they get around you, they're gonna start lapping you. Next thing you know, you're on 47 people fighting for a dead young lucky dog, quick, fast, in a hurry.
Oh, heck no. You ever been in that battle there, Justin? You're fighting for a lucky dog position. You got to miss the next wreck.
Yes, I'm pretty good at it, honestly. I am that guy.
Well, right now, Chad Engel is that guy running the first position in the one lap down spot. Nathan Burnett still not on the racetrack, so if there is a caution, it would be Chad Engel who gets his lap back. Austin Greif, Michael Self, and Anthony Bay down into the pit lane this lap by. Those drivers were running at about I think the 15th or 20th position. There's Michael Self down there in pit lane. This should be, I don't see any virtual tires going on, but it's a full Sunoco race fuel stop.
Top that baby off, load her up with fuel, slap it on the button, send it. Kind of like you do your kids' school, I guess. At least that's what my parents used to do to me. Hand me a backpack, get me out the car as fast as you could.
Well, I don't think this is as fast as they could, because I'm not sure if this is what happened, Justin. I knew well, I actually didn't know that was a little bit, okay, I take that back. That's not what happened. That was earlier on. There you see the 14 there make their way through it. Going back to these drivers that are stopped on pit lane, I thought that they may have had an incident, because this has been a very long this has been very long stop for Austin Griffey, Michael Self, and Anthony Bay there. That was about a whole, I think, a minute spent on pit lane. So I don't, that's definitely going to put them down a lap or two, as well as be very hard to rebound from after not sure why their stops were so long. Whoa, who's barbecuing without us? Did you see that? We got one. No, that's I think the 15.
The grass down there?
That's Michael Self.
Oh.
Hang on to her, Michael. This is where we did see her one caution last night, the bump and run. Michael out of Danville, Alabama. He's going to get a little bit loose there.
What's that? I know where that is.
Really? Is that a little close to you?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's about an hour and a half from the house.
There you go. Let's hop on board here with Michael. Whoa! He's trying to carry the speed, get back up through the gears.
Yeah. Billy Bob, the maintenance guy, ain't going to be happy with him Monday.
Hey, at least it's no paint. He's all good.
He's going to drop about it.
All right, Justin, before we remember, when I loaded up my next gen into the sim earlier, it's for some reason said 81 laps of estimated fuel. That was before turning any laps there, so it should be I would guess about, we're getting here pretty close here to it within these next 20 laps. Before we get here a little bit closer to it, Justin, what do you say? You think the race fans out there in YouTube land, they'll crank it up?
I think right now, you know,
oh, no,
whoa, pit cycle, pit stops,
there we go.
In the words of Guido, pit stop.
No lockups. Holy cow, look at that.
Wow.
About 10, 15 drivers down in pit lane. No lockups, no spins. Tyler Massey, Dean Clavitt, Matthew Fitz, Stan Mayberry, Daniel Higgins, George Wood stays out. The rest of our race leaders down into the pit lane. Justin, we're coming to you for a very, very important pit stop.
I'm surprised everybody's kind of taking tires here. You know, tires don't seem to be the thing. I think just set them off, fill them up. Somebody going up front. I don't know if it's Jimmy Barr right there in the front. He went full tire, everything. Getting the works on that baby. Send it out. He went from, way up there to one of the backs now. I think it's going to be okay. I think we got another group.
Here they come, led by Tyler Massey. There's Dean Clavitt, Matthew Fitz, Stan Mayberry is also in as well, Daniel Higgins, George Wood. So all the drivers who did just stay out are down and into pit lane. Justin, you referenced this last night. You not only have to hit your marks coming into the box, into pit lane at upwards of 200 miles an hour. You have to hit your pit speed, your pit box line at 50 miles an hour. trying not to hit neutral and back and into reverse there. Very nice stops for the whole field. I didn't quite see any hiccups there. Dean Clavitt, Matthew Fitz, Daniel Higgins, Stan Maryberry, who beats them off. Pause. It'll be Matthew Fitz and Dean Clavitt just about tied there as they're going to work their way back up through the gears. But right now we have to take a look at that next pack, and here they come. The pack led by, oh, well, actually it's a little bit jumbled right now. Dylan Clark is in the lead with that pack that pit earlier on in the race. Kevin Gibney, Tyler Rush, Kyler McCarthy, Joshua Susi, as well as Caitlin Hates. Dean Clavitt is the next car back, 27 seconds back. Right now, Dylan Clark's pack has cycled themselves out to the front.
Yeah, these things are moving around quite a bit right now. Everybody going to kind of get realigned here. Pit cycle's really going to put a damper on kind of maybe somebody's run here tonight. You know, these single car runs, this was kind of the mantra of last year's 500. I'm just wondering if, you know, when maybe somebody decides to step it out a little bit, mix it up a little bit, try something different.
Lap 67 out of 110. Here is our leading pack. And then cutting to Dean Clavitt. They're just now making their way into turns 3. We also have that second and third pack forming. There's Dakota Kuhn leading 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19th. And then Kevin Click. So right now, there's about 3 to 4 different packs. They should start to cycle about. I mean, this is many packs that I've seen at one time out here from Daytona. This is pretty wild out here. You got to be a mathematician up on the box if you want to win here tonight, Justin.
Yeah, you got to make sure you got your car in there. You got to keep an eye out. Right now, everybody and their mama's kind of spread out through here and make sure you look at your car, not somebody else's. If I was a spotter other than that wreck, I'd have messed that up tremendously.
That's what I do love about the super speedway racing. We do see the speed and, well, not only the sheer speed of the pack out there, but as well as the strategy calls. We thought that this, at least last night, the Bump and Run Cup Series, I did not think that this call would work, as well as we had that untimely caution right during everybody's pit stop. But right now, it's a little bit different outcome out here for this front pack. They've now cycled their way to the front. Now you have to, Justin, I don't know. Maybe we'll have to get the Larry Mack up here in the booth and see if this front lead pack does have enough fuel to make their way to the white and checkered flag. But the fact that we did see the second, third, and fourth pack wait until, I mean, pretty much until the fuel tank was empty, just damn near. It's I don't. It's going to be interesting to see who has the fuel out here with only about 40 laps to go in the race.
These laps going to wind down real quick. Like, next thing you know, we're going to see the white flag, and it's going to be gloves off, hammer down, no holds barred, everybody swinging for the fences.
So Dylan Clark now making his way into turn 3. I'll leave that track up just for a bit. Just now we'll jump on board with the second pack. So lead pack just making their way into, excuse me, that was turns 1. It was turn 3, is now they're going back into turn 1. Here we're on board with our second pack. Dean Clavitt, Matthew Fitz, Stan Mayberry. That's 7th place. They're just now making their way to turn 3. So about, I mean, they're just about that back straightaway away from being lapped. I don't think they will be lapped, but Dylan Clark, Kevin Gibney Jr., and gang, they're making some pretty good pace out here with some less cars in their pack on what was our lead pack before we did pit.
Well,
this is a
settle it down.
Wild.
Settle it down. Everybody take a deep breath in. Everybody with me now. And release. Gonna settle it down here. Gonna get a restart, reset. Diving off into turn number 1 here. Inside line gonna be the king here. Time to start getting your plans finalized, figurized, put together, stamped, licked it, send it off. Because the nitty gritty is going to be a coming, and you best to have your boat and your ducks in a row, unlike me, because I'm pretty sure one of my ducks is a pigeon or something like that. Better have it together here, bub and lady bubs.
Hey, I'm getting a carrier pigeon in the mail right now, and there you see carrier pigeon telling me on the right side of your screen, not only do you have the gains on the far right, there you see Dylan Clark is up 26 spots, but you can also see when that front pack did last pit, and that was lap 41. Dean Clavitt and gang out there, I mean, about 6th on back. Last pit on lap 65, 64. Justin, although this did cycle out here to this front leading pack, obviously they're leading the race, but last pitting on lap 41 out of a 110 lap race. I think they might be banking on, or trying to hope a caution comes out here, as I don't necessarily think that they might. I don't think they'll have enough fuel to go.
No, I think you're going to have to at least make one, especially this front rear right here. I think the one's going to get you there. You know, I think that second group may be able to stretch it, especially.
I think they will.
I think you can stretch it. It'll be close, especially if you get a green-white checkered or some situation like that. But I think you're going to be okay. Just going to have to make sure you match it right, and your calculator is calculating.
And there goes the number 15. One more lap down to Michael Self. Oh man, it just showed that timing scoring. Oh, he is. Michael Self, after 7 laps down, is out there on the racetrack. And that's something that I really appreciate out there for drivers who continue to put down lap after lap after lap after they maybe didn't have the race that result that they were looking for. But hey, Michael Self, definitely shout out to the number 15 Dark Horse Ford Mustang, keeping it out there on track. Is you never know, 1 point might lead to you making your way into that the play. Well, I don't. Are they do? I believe the full total performance is running those new playoff kind of the chase that we're going back to within real life NASCAR action. This is going to help you out here real quick, just for the visual learners. Here's Joshua Gaiman leading the pack of, you saw it there, 24th and on back. There's Chris Lynn on the back of that pack within Jeremy Zarfos, Jimmy Varr, and Kevin Click. So it looks like Joshua Gaiman, David Smeal Jr., Tyler Massey, George Wood. I mean, they're picking up more cars out there, and that's the pack that is picking up more cars, is the race leading pack with Dylan Clark, Kevin Gibney Jr., Tyler Rush, Kyler McCarthy. Things are now starting to cycle out here just a little bit more as you see the pack of 6 pick up 4 more drivers. That's going to really help that speed and momentum down the back stretch. Well, throughout the whole pack.
It's going to help them kind of push this thing right on line through there. They got to keep the momentum rolling forward. Can't start trying to get disorganized. Next thing you know, you're all going to be battling trying to get through there. And it ain't going to end pretty, let me just tell you.
Well, this is going to answer it all here, folks. This is top first through 6 positions. That pack that did pit a little bit earlier, we didn't think that they had enough fuel, and now they are into their pit boxes. Joshua Sushi, Caitlin 8, Kyler McCarthy, Tyler Rush, Dylan Clark, Kevin Gibney Jr., and this is awful timing because we have a caution on the racetrack.
Caution?
Actually, that might be great timing there for that group.
Yeah, that might be great timing.
Oh, this changes everything. It's got shades of the Bump and Run Cup Series from last night. Austin Griffey, shown in the 57, facing the wrong way, or excuse me, the 557, facing the wrong way right now. Just when, in the lick of time, that front pack made their way down in pit lane. What timing there? Oh, my days.
Good boy.
I think...
Well,
Justin, this might be an exact. Sorry to cut you off here. I take that back. All right, you got it.
No, you got it, my brother.
I just thought I thought it was going to be Austin Griffey making his way off pit lane just like last night, but no, you saw there it was speeds well at upwards of race pace. We're gonna have to get our first time this season. We got to get the forklift driver out of and off of his seat, off of the smoke break. Whoa, no contact there. That number 57 almost looks like BJ McLeod with a right rear bead coming loose or something there.
Bill blew on the side of the car, knocked the air off of it.
It really, I know you're joking when you say that, Justin, but it really does look like that had something to do with it. I'm laughing there. It's not funny for Austin Griffey, as that's probably going to be race-ending damage, but that is going to re-rack and restack the pack, as well as allow that front, that group that had just hit that lap. That could not have been a better timed caution for them. Looks like he's already well, everybody's dragging their diffuser. Trying to see what exactly. Here we go for Austin. It was into 1 and 2, wasn't it? Apologize
Yes,
for the.
yeah.
Look, he's already. I mean, he's looking like something's almost wrong with that car going into turn 1. If we rewind that one more time and look at this quick little left and right there. I mean, that's really not. That just looks odd. That just looks weird to me there, as well as, I mean, it's once, twice, and thrice, then into the corner. That thing just, I mean, I've never seen that. In my 4 or 5 years of sim racing, we'll get back here to our pit stop cycles as, oh, it's pretty busy. Justin, I think we're coming down to you again, the whole pack. Holy cow.
Yeah, it's almost like when he went to try to go to the bottom of the side to try to stay top side. And when you do on those things, I mean, even, you know, a little jerk in a motion there, it'll really upset that race car.
God dang it. It's not. Well, I tried to get the background pits, the background pit audio there, but that's A-okay. And that's going to cycle out there to. Golly, Justin, the math on this is crazy, because just to cycle this out, or to make this as easy as possible, because I am right now, my calculator has been burning. Dylan Clark, Joshua Susi, Caitlin Haight, Tyler Rush, Kevin Gibney Jr., Kyler McCarthy, and David Spiel Jr. I believe those were the top 7 drivers that made their pit stop under that last caution. Just within the nick of time, caution flag comes out, and that allows them to cycle their way back up and into the front of the pack, when realistically I think their race was probably handed to them if that caution didn't come out. So now Joshua Gaiman, he'll restart P8, Stan Mayberry P9. How about Daniel Higgins, 22 spots gained since the drop of the green flag, P10. Tyler Massey, Ryan Smith, Willie Hobart, Dean Clabbett, Jeremy Zarfos, top 15. Troy Wagaman Jr., he falls back to P16. Andrew May, Stefan Oberstadt, Jaden Bingaman, Kevin Click, top 20. Tyler Shell, Tyler Massey, Dakota Kuhn, George Wood, Brett Strickler, Cress Lynn, top 26. Jimmy Barr, Ken Baum Jr., Austin Griffey coming down into pit lane. So, Justin, that helps about 7 drivers out here tonight, but that really hurts pretty much the whole rest of the field. This is going to be a really interesting end of this race.
Going to change it up. Your strategy is going to get really messed up here now. The strategy is going to be all over the place. It's going to be, hey, what are we going to do here now, boys? You know, we gotta figure something out here. Hope your math is mathing, calculating how it needs to calculate, because if not, you don't want to be the one that runs out of gas on the last lap. That's for sure.
I did see one car taking the lucky doggy there. I think it may have been Anthony Bay. We'll check up on that here in just a few moments' time. Real quick here, before we get back into live racing action, though, we'd just like to, oh, it was Dylan Clark. Dylan Clark is going to get the, oh my God, wait a second. No, this is, okay, this is what I was scared of. So although it did look like it for the time being, that front pack did, it was just the timing of that caution. If that caution come out just, I think, 10 to 20 seconds later, this would have been perfect for that race-winning pack. But now they all have to take the wave arounds there, as now it will be. Well, actually, that's more than that front pack. Hang on, we're waving a couple cars around here. Hang on. Stick with us here, ladies and gentlemen. I was about to say, though, thank you to the sponsors and affiliates, as well as YouTube land down there in the live YouTube chat below.
Better hope you got your math right. That's all I got to say.
Okay, here's the front of the pack. So Dylan Clark, he did get the wave around there. Who is it in front? This is so. What timing on this caution, Justin? Oh my God. Okay, so now everybody's catching back up to the pace car here. We should get lights out on the pace car within this next lap or two. We're going to take a quick break up here, up in the booth. We'll get everybody re-racked and restacked, as well as get you all caught up to what we had missed there. Stick with us here, Sean Stam, Justin Yaw here on Stam Studio Network. We'll be right back with you, boys and girls.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series in officially licensed cars engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Calculators burning, Sunoco fuel all up within these NASCAR Next Gen machines. Welcome back, everybody. It's Sean Stam and Justin Yaw in Stam Studio Network broadcast booth. So now that everything has been re-racked and restacked and lights are out on that iRacing safety pace car, it looks like going back on our tuition, it was right. That pack that did make that earlier pit stop, they have now taken the wave around. Kyler McCarthy and gang restarting P6 on this race restart. But it's going to be Dylan Clark, Joshua Susi, Caitlin Hayton, Tyler Rush out there, and the top four who have the field in their hands with only 29 laps to go for the season opening race for the 6th season of Full Throttle Performance sim racing action. We should be good to go into the green flag. We got drivers putting their foot down on that throttle pedal, led by Dylan Clark, Caitlin Hayton, Kevin Gibney Jr. Top 3. There's David Smeal Jr. Top 4. Joshua Sushi, Tyler Rush out there trying to make that outside line work.
Well, 2 hands on the steering wheel at all times. Please keep it in upright positions. Boy, you look at them boys locked in right there. They are locked in there. Everybody is zoned in like it ain't nobody's business because it's fishing to get bananas. Boy, howdy.
Got one on there in VR, got one on there in it's so fun to watch those traffic cams. We'll get back in here to racing action. That outside line. Hey, how about it, Justin? It's that number 81. Once again, I think that's Joshua Susi, our champion. He's getting a push and a half right now of that'll be Tyler Rush in the 72. Here comes the outside line. Kyler McCarthy starting to join it as well. Oh, man, they might catch the race leader going into turn 3.
Ooh, buddy. You got to be careful with those pushes in the corner. You know, you got to make sure you are lined up.
Got one going around up there. It's going to be Brett Strickler, Dakota Kuhn involved. Oh, it's, I think, just a 2-car incident. Chris Lynn also involved. That'll make it 3 cars. Oh, man, we got debris all over the racetrack. That's going to throw out our 3rd caution of the race. Dang it, dude. We're going to have to see what happened there between Brett Strickler and as well as the number 95. The 95 is why I say dang it because, I mean, let alone Brett Strickler as well, but 95 having themselves a really nice night here before this happened for Dakota Kuhn.
Yeah, Dakota was having a great night.
Push come to shove, all gone wrong. 2 teammates here, Justin.
I was talking about. Yep, see, you got to have those pushes squared up. When you go through the corner like that, you hit it just wrong, it'll upset the rear of the car and you're going for a spin. That's just, prime real estate for it.
Now, something, I mean, you're exactly right with the pushes there, Justin. Not to get you wrong, but something that I really would like to point out here is, I mean, Dakota, look at the slight move up off that double yellow race line out there. And I mean, yeah, Justin, you're right. You're already pushing and shoving it into the corner. Not what you want to be doing. Honestly, I'm gonna take back what I was saying there because I think you're right. Maybe that really shoved Dakota, not allowing him to hold that race line on the inside. And then there you also see the number 32 get involved with Eric Schneck, the number 6. Eric gets into that rear bumper of the 32 there. And, oh man, we got Chad Engel going around again. Oh no, right in out that turn 4 wall.
Ooh, Smokey did that wall.
He did what to it?
Smokey did that wall.
I'm going to have to steal that one. Oh, man. 4 or 5 different drivers involved here before we get live to back into pacing action. We'll take an onboard shot for Chad Engel here. This is exactly what Chad... Well, actually, this is exactly what Chad saw.
Yeah, I got a full screen of it, dude. Oh, he just got on the apron. Boy, he got upset. Bang! Right there in the Daytonas.
You never want to get hit in the Daytonas. I'll tell you right now, that'll ring your bells. As we hop on board here with Chad Engel, though, did he hit that apron or did he have contact here with the number? Probably a little bit of both, but I think you're more right there, Justin. That apron will send the number 22C custom offsets number 35 of Chad Engel down out to the ground.
Full sin or no sin, baby.
Alrighty, now looking back up at this front pack, led by Dylan Clark. Dylan Clark not only is a newer racer out here with us this season of Full Throttle Performance, the NASCAR Next Gen Sim Racing Series, but Dylan Clark, he's also led 18 laps. He's out there out of West Richland. Started P27 this race. Dylan Clark and his Chevrolet Camaro Catalyst machine up and into P number 1. Caitlin Hates, she's right where she started this race, running P number 2. Caitlin Hates, obviously with that nice run last season. Kevin Gibney Jr. out of Revere, currently in the P3 position, excuse me, there. Joshua Susi running P4 out of Quest Isle, as well as David Smeal Jr. Out of Pennsylvania, Tyler Rush, Kyler McCarthy, Joshua Gaiman. It's also Daniel Higgins and Stan Mayberry, Ryan Smith rounding out the top 10. If you're looking for some NASCAR Truck Series action, I am live out here on Stam Studio Network every Saturday night for the Stam Studio Network Truck Series, as well as I believe registration is still open there for it, as we're about 5 races within the season, but you're more than welcome to join us. Daniel Higgins, one of our truck racers within that series, he's actually gone back and behind the scenes to sponsor this next race coming up for the DH Studios 60 trucks at Lime Rock. Make sure you hit up Daniel Higgins and DH Studios out there on Instagram. That's a lot of, he does some nice videography work, as well as, more importantly, some music production work out there within Instagram and Spotify land. So hit up Daniel Higgins. Make sure that you let him know that we sent you, as well as keep your eye on that number 9 throughout the rest of this Full Throttle Performance Next Gen race season.
Well, Sean, we're back again.
Justin, what you got here for us? What do you think we're coming to these last closing laps?
Golly, Caitlin got some sponsors on there, son.
Holy cow. Remember, what was she running last season? It was something goofy, I thought. Maybe not.
MasterCard, maybe, something like that, I think.
Oh, you're right. It was the McLaren Chevrolet Camaro, so a complete different manufacturer switch for Caitlin Haid as well. Expensify, Geico, Shark, and Ninja, Mercedes-AMG, Pirelli. I think I can tell from Caitlin Haid, she likes watching some Formula One, some endurance racing action. She's stock car racing out here tonight. Field will be in her hands. The outside row as the lights are off on that iRacing safety pace car. Billy Bob Joe, and that iRacing safety pace car, going to make his way down into the safety of pit lane. Ladies and gents, we got 25 laps to go from Full Throttle Performance Season 6, season number 3.
So here we go. Well, that jump out there from Hart. You ain't got no help down on the bottom. Here comes the outside. You got Cart, you got Hyatt outside. You got Susie, you got Smith, you got Gabin. Man, them front runners of the Full Throttle Performance League up front, and here they go to show. 24 laps to go here at Daytona.
Now, Justin, right now's the point. We're going to see this intensity heat up and boil and ensue, just like your favorite crawfish boil coming up. We're going to see these drivers working to find their teammates to make that dream mate action work. We definitely saw that last night. We're going to continue to see it out here tonight. It's now Caitlin Haight leading the pack with Joshua Susie right there behind. No teammates have found themselves within the top 5 running pack. Still, the outside line prevails going into turns 1 and 2. Dylan Clark, falls back into P3. David Smale Jr. How about Kevin Gibney Jr.? Driver continues running the top 5 position throughout all of tonight. Orange, white, and black. Samuel Adams, second place on the inside line. Right now, meat of the sandwich. Front bumper all over the rear bumper of the 34, as well as rear bumper 8. And into the number 72 of Tyler Rush's front bumper on his Chevrolet Camaro. Will run side by side coming out of turn number 4. 23-22 coming 2 laps to go.
Moving right along through here. 22 laps to go here at Daytona to get it decided. Better start finding your dancing partner. Like we got a third line trying to form up top. Right now, you're kind of hung in the middle right there. I think that's Fitz right there stuck in the middle of this middle lane, outside lane, whatever you want to call it. Can't really make up its mind if it wants to block the high side run, if it wants to try to stay to the outside, stay in the middle. They're kind of just doing a good job of blocking both lanes, but they're up to Mayberry now. They're going to start getting a little motion coming to the front.
How about it? Look at him go, go, go. And that's Troy Wagaman Jr. We saw him do this exact thing within our first race restart, work his way back up and into the front of the pack. Right now, working 3 wide, back in about the 10th, 11th, and 12th position. But still, it's Caitlin Haight out and up front, leading the pack going into turns 1 and 2. Dylan Clark all over that rear bumper on the inside line. It'll be side by side for 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 rows back at the World Center of Racing. 21 laps to go. We are good to go on fuel, good to go on tires. It is just chest at upwards of 200 miles an hour from this point on out. Caitlin Haight has that outside line, but leaves the inside down there open for Dylan Clark. It'll be side by side on turn number 4 coming to the stripe. Who's able to get this done? Justin, we're seeing these pushes. We're seeing the intensity ramp through the roof right now. With what were gaps of 3 to 4 feet earlier on this race, have now shrunk back down to about, I'd call that less than 1 inch between that inside line right now, trying to push their way back up to the race lead.
That inside line is not going to go away lightly. They're going to keep pushing, trying to get momentum to maybe overtake it. And I believe you're at the point now you got to start really throwing some haymakers. You got to start pushing the issue. Not as much now. I believe once you see less than 10 to go, man, the glove's going to come off. You're going to see some crazy pushes. As you can see, everybody kind of lacks the daisical right there through the middle of the corner. Nobody really pushing the issue just yet. But who's going to get aggressive enough to start maybe pushing it harder, coming off the throttle? Or excuse me, getting off the throttle, getting back on it, and start really getting aggressive with these pushes through the center of the corner.
Off and on board with Tyler Rush. This is Joshua Gaiman. Tyler Rush right putting the inside of that number 72 Chevrolet Camaro. Man, this is what I would really like to convey to the viewers right now. With only 20 laps to go, you're not only feeling this intensity, but I mean, it is within tenths of a second apart, thousandths of a second. You're starting to keep an eye more on that oil and water pressure gauge than you are up into that to the windscreen and up and in front of you. Right now, these drivers are really starting to pick it up right now, Justin. You can start to see that as we are on board with Joshua Gaiman. These, once again, gaps, I think that they continue to close gap down on that outside line. You are right in the sense that they are They are leaving the space going into the corners, but as we make our way down into the back straightaway as well as out of the exits of the corners, we continue to see pushes that are that cannot be matched. Here's we'll look on board that Stam Shooting Network drone camera shot. It'll be a nice run of that outside line. Caitlin Haight is clear. Does she bring Joshua Susi with her? Now P1, P2 are clear. Will they move to the inside line? No, they don't opt to. They continue to run the outside line, not giving any sort of slipstream and draft to Dylan Clark. But with that shorter way around the racetrack out of turns 3 and 4, as well as throughout the whole track, Dylan Clark is able to close that gap back down to within a car length and a half to the battle for the race lead.
Way we go. Still pushing, shoving, doing everything they can right now. Clark holding a mean line on the bottom. Tailwind Haight throwing a mean block on the outside. They're side by side as they come through turns 2. Come to the back stretch we go. They're nose to tail up top right now. A little bit of space back there.
Oh.
We're about that third row back. If you're on the bottom, somebody gets shoved on a line fence. You're trying to hold that inside line. 20 gets shuffled out right there. Gonna go to the high side, gonna fall in. Troy Wagaman Jr. Oh, Troy hanging up there. He is way up there and he's in lonesome land. I am too, Troy. Don't worry, buddy.
Oh, no.
We're getting after it here with 16 laps to go here at Daytona. Sean, do you think everybody has enough in the tank to get them to the end? Do you think we see one more stop, or do you think we're all good to the end?
Now, Justin, I'm glad you bring that up. Yeah, I'm glad that you bring it up because last night we did think that these drivers were good to go until the end of the race, but even on 100% fuel, we saw the gamble on that fuel strategy, and we saw it bite a few of these drivers within their rear quarter panels on that white and checkered flag lap. Now, just with now I believe it's 3 cautions that we've had here tonight for 10 laps, that should save enough fuel out here within our whole pack to make their way within the only 15 more laps to go. But I would say for Dylan Clark, who continued to lead this pack out in front in the number 34 Catalyst Chevrolet Camaro, that is the driver who continues to burn the most amount of fuel, as well as Caitlin Hayes. If there is any fuel issues within these closing laps of the race, look for it to be within the number 34 or the number 11, which continue to lead our inside and outside lines. Right now, their fuel runs are continuing to look to the good, as here comes the outside line with another speed and head of momentum. Joshua Susi. Joshua not only has been front, back, and back up to the front of the pack, but Joshua Susi is our season champ from last season, of season 5 of the Full Throttle Performance Sim Racing League. Susi up and into P5, or P4 right now with Tyler Rush in P5 and gang and all ensue. Justin, we're getting to the nitty. We're getting to the nitty gritty. Who takes it out here tonight? Only 14 laps to go. Less than 1/10 of a second between the whole front 15 cars.
Boy, it's supposed to start getting intense, quick, fast, in a hurry. Nobody is going to check up now. You got to make sure, you got your black box pulled up down there in the bottom. You've got it pulled up. You've got your calculators out. Now, I'm going to say everybody's pretty much got to be good, like you were speaking on. And if you're good to go, you've got to start getting it figured out. I think before long, you're going to start seeing this third line maybe start kind of being in effect. Right now, I think we're still just riding, but watch this third line maybe get formed up. I would say, maybe if you're about where Fitz is back here, maybe Stan Mayberry right there.
9th, 10th,
Don't
11th.
be surprised about, right around there. I wouldn't be surprised if you maybe, about 5 or 6, you start trying to see a third line get formed up out there.
Whoa, they're getting wobbly wiggly. There might be a wreck starting here. Well, contact. They're going to trade paint back there between Troy Wagman Jr., I think Dean Clavitt, the number 56. I saw a pinball, and that was Dean Clavitt. Back into the inside and the outside. Back to the outside. He finds himself there. Woo-wee. 13 coming to 12 laps to go in this 110 laps of our season opener. Yeah, that got close, but things are running still. All double file out there, up and in front, 2 by 2 by 2 through the race pack. 12 laps to go. Justin, here comes Dylan Clark and Caitlin Haight, still leading inside and outside.
You best have your affairs in order, because it's going to get crazy quick, fast, and hurry like. Somebody's up there. Clavett's up there trying to get that line moving to the front, but it is just not a moving. Just kind of stalled out right there and has not made any progress forward. We're still 2 by 2 as we come to the trial. We're going to 11 laps to go, Sean.
Now, Justin, every single one of you down there in YouTube land right now, who do you think can possibly come away with this race win? I'm right now giving it between first through about 7th to 8th right now, as we've seen these runs, we've seen the momentum, I mean, be completely race changing, and these next gen machines out of this super speedway racing package that we have, it's 2 by 2 by 2 by 2. Justin, who do you think could possibly come away with this race win within these, I mean, tenths of a second battles out here throughout this pack?
Give me. I'm going with Stan Mayberry. Come on, Mayberry.
I don't hate that at all, dude. Stan Mayberry running in 9th position right now in his one main red and black 48 machine. I'm going to take Dylan Clark. Dylan Clark, we've seen him up here within the front of the pack, back from P27 into the front, and his number 34 continues to burn the most amount of fuel throughout all of these drivers tonight, but continuing to show that he has kind of that Austin Hill capability where he's able to hold off the runs out there behind him. Caitlin Haight says, not so fast, my friend. Continue running to the outside line. Right now, Caitlin Haight's clear to the inside, not going to drop back down. Joshua Susi all over that rear bumper. Coming out of turn number 4 with only 10, coming to 9 laps to go here. Wow, no! What are we doing? The 15, no! Michael Self spins in front of the pack.
Oh my
LePage.
Lantis. I have never. He LePaged it.
Oh, Michael in front of the field as we're getting to the nitty gritty. Now, Michael, he probably did just lock it up coming into the pits. I know he probably feels really bad about himself there. We'll hop on board here and get that full story in just a few moments' time.
Atlantis, I have never.
He downshifted it into first. That's what happened.
Yeah, he locked her down, and it just, when it went quick.
This is on board with Michael Self here. Listen in here, folks. Running 5th, trying to get in the pit lane, and
you got to the gears too quickly. You got to take it easy trying to get to them gears. He got to them pretty quick, like, and it upset the car. Next thing you know, he spins it around, and the field is waiting in his arms.
oh man, look at Willie Hobart shoot into the inside wall there. He's hopefully going to be A-okay after some virtual medical attention there. It looks like the 56 is going to get the Sean and Tater curse as well. Looks like I think Dean Clavitt didn't. We'll have to. Well, how many cars involved here, Justin?
I think it's many, but it was some good ones.
Dude, they honestly
Clavitt
started.
Also knocked it off the wall.
Yeah, they started to wreck there before this even started to happen.
Yeah, I think, obviously the 15, he spins in front of the field. That's going to upset a lot of folks, okay? I'm not downplaying it, but not going to. But Clavitt, Smoke City, whoever that was.
Shoot, Anthony Lane there, I think, in the 22.
Yeah, whoever that was got just demolished.
Golly, it's two different. Well, it honestly looks like the 20 comes down there of Troy Wagaman Jr. kind of contact there, and then sends the 56 up into the 22, and then, I mean, it almost looks like two separate incidents happen right here, and that may have saved the number 22.
Two turned into one real quick.
Yeah. Holy cow. All right.
Two turned into one real quick. And so, re-rack, restack, here we go again talking about, trying to maybe figure out a pit cycle. Your pit cycle may have just went to crap. Apologize to you if it did. So now you got to rethink it. Now you got to sit here and do the math again. Boy, howdy, that was a mess and a half. So here we go again. We're gonna come back around. Not gonna have too many laps left. I think by the time we get, through, re-racked, restacked, and everything, I believe that's gonna put us around lap 5 or 6 to go. But again, I'm just speculating here. I ain't never known for my math. That's for sure. Once again, folks, appreciate you tuning in, being with us here tonight. Our Full Throttle Performance League season opener here at Daytona. Make sure you check out those folks up there in the top right. All those sponsors scrolling across the screen. Make sure you support those that are supporting you. See us, be with us next week also as we get ready to head off to Atlanta. Not too far of a drive. Come up from the great state of Florida up to the great state of Georgia. We're rolling right along through here, getting re-racked, re-stacked, doing everything we can possibly do to get ready. So we'll have one to go. Looks like lights are off on the pace car.
Ladies and gentlemen, in all seriousness, from the bottom of our hearts out here on Sam Studio Network, thank you all for joining in on this wonderful, wonderful Wednesday night. And if you're looking for some more Sam Studio Network broadcasting action, I'll be live here right after this race for some Apex Motor Club MX5 sim racing action. Quite a few real-life drivers coming out and into sim world. Also, as well, the sponsors and affiliates up at the top right of your screen. You see them. Turn 2 Terribles. It's Jeremy Zarfos Photography, as well as Nitro Racing and their sit-up shop. Also, the Full Throttle Performance Next Gen Sim Series, bringing us here for another sim series broadcasting, as well as Bill Hales. We miss you out there in the number 53. We know he's watching on us down here tonight, as well as just mentioned it there, but obviously FTP bringing us back here. It's their 6th racing season. It's only our 2nd series of broadcasting here for him, but Justin, y'all, Sean, Stan, back up with you here on Stam Studio Network. And Justin, what's been a very, very eventful and exciting race out here tonight. We've had strategy all over the place. We've tried to have Larry Mack joining us up there up in the booth. Well, Larry Mack's a little busy tonight. Our calculators are running hot, but we think everybody are good to go on fuel strategy until the checkered flag flies in just 7 laps time. Caitlin Haight, Joshua Susie, as well as Dylan Clark, the top 3. There's a little bit of a staggered start this time, Guy, going up into turns 1, 2. Here comes Caitlin Haight leading the inside line this time by. These teammates are a little bit more staggered as well this restart.
We are all over the place here. Oh, that 72 tried to creep up through there, but he's not going to have the room as Clark going to throw the door shut on him. Caitlin Hay going to go to the bottom. Susie going to go to the outside, going to make it a race for the lead. They head back off into turn number 3.
Susie jumps in front of the number 34 of Dylan Clark. Here comes Kevin Gibney Jr., the outside line. He's got the number 27 of David Smeal Jr. all over his rear bumper. Contact for the racing. Caitlin Hayes gets turned. That's another big one from Daytona.
Oh, that is a bunch of cars. Oh, 17 going to get involved. 25. 61.
Oh, the 29, Jeremy Zarfos right in front of us. Oh, man, I think that was a block all gone wrong, wrong, wrong. Here's a look at this race replay brought to you by Stam Studio Network. See that inside line? It was a push come to shove. Justin, that's exactly what we talked about, pushing and shoving off of corner exit. Susie's rear tires get almost lifted off of the racetrack. Contact, excuse me, well, a little net code, a little contact there with Caitlin Haight, thins her down and around in front of the pack. Got lots of drivers.
Good way to make somebody mad. Good way to piss somebody off.
No. Oh,
no.
Man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Look at Andrew May. Andrew, am I saying his name right here? The driver, the number 22. It is Andrew May. Oh my good golly gracious! Hop on board here with him now.
I guess the old. We got the dinner and the show here.
He's going to follow Stan Mayberry through it. Oh, contact on the outside sends him down on through. I don't think that's too much damage for Andrew May.
Golly. I mean, he had it till he did it. But you know what this sets up, Sean?
Oh, don't tell me. Is it going to be a green-white checker?
I think it's going to be a green-white checker.
Well, ladies and gents, oh no, there goes Dylan Clark. There goes the 81 of Susie. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, we're going to have 3 different chances at a green-white checkered out here tonight for our Full Throttle Performance NASCAR Next Gen Sim Series. Very nice evasive action, but also quite a few drivers who have, unfortunately, I mean, I'm talking quite a few. I'm talking 10, 15 drivers with pretty detrimental damage.
Dang. It was good till it wasn't anymore.
Caitlin Haight, Jeremy Zarfos, Jaden Bigeman, Joshua Susie, Willie Hobart, Joshua Gaiman, Dylan Clark, Daniel Higgins, all down in pit lane after that one. So that leaves us with, I mean, Tyler Rush, talking about evasive action out there, cat-like reflexes for the 72. Meow! He keeps it from. Sorry, Justin. He keeps it rolling up front. So does Kevin Gibney Jr., who we've seen up front quite a few times out here tonight. It's Stan Mayberry, David Smeal Jr. David had quite a run last season. He'll run P4 on this race. Restart Matthew Fitz, Andrew May. It'll be Ryan Smith. I think the first or second time we've mentioned Ryan Smith's name out here tonight. Another Jeremy Star Photography Chevrolet Camaro is Chevrolet front of it has seen better days, but stays out, does Ryan Smith. Tyler Massey, P8, Troy Wagaman Jr., P9, and Chris Lynn, P10.
We locked in, baby. They fishing to be out of here like a fat kid playing dodgeball.
I think we've talked about that before. You can say that, right, Justin?
Yeah. As a man who is a fat kid,
no.
It is allowed. I'll allow it this time.
Oh boy. Hey, I think the sponsors and affiliates, I think the members and the viewers down there in YouTube land. Justin, I think we're at 30 viewers here earlier on, but here. Right now, in all seriousness, as we should get side by side, Justin, I got to thank you for coming out here for another whole season with us in this Full Throttle Performance NASCAR Next Gen Series, as well as out here on Stam Studio Network. Justin, I know that you only are able to see what's pretty much what the YouTube viewers see, and that's the screen that's right up in front of them. I have time and scorings and all that in front of me, but Justin, the amount of the last and first names that you're able to remember, the amount of the amount of times that you're able to bring out that crystal ball, as well as not only telling the future, but as well as very well telling what happened in the past. I appreciate you coming on here for another season here, Justin, y'all.
Yeah, appreciate you allowing me to come do it. Appreciate the folks watching us each and every week. Allow us to bring the action to them. Excited to see what another season brings to us. You know, if it's anything like the bump and run guys last night, it ought to be a fun season for sure.
It should be a fun season here, Justin. Like I mentioned a couple of times here tonight, some newer names and some newer places, also some familiar places, faces, and some familiar places as well. Speaking of familiar faces and newer faces, it's Kevin Gibney Jr. and Tyler Rush. A little bit of kind of yins and yangs, if you will, at this front of the pack. Kevin Gibney Jr., he'll run the inside line on this race outside, and Tyler Rush will have the inside line in his Dex Imaging Chevrolet Camaro, chrome, black, and white and red machine. David Smeal Jr., Stan Mayberry, Andrew May, Matthew Fitz, Tyler Massey, Ryan Smith, Chris Lynn, and Troy Wagaman Jr. That's the top 10, and with only 3 chances at a green, white, checkered. Justin, you want to break it down here for the fans who may not know, quite frankly, what a green, white, checkered is real quick?
Sure enough, can. So green, white, checkered obviously means we're going to come up to it. You're going to get the green flag that's going to fly. But if you make it around, you get to the white flag. The white flag, if it is flown, the next flag ends the race, which means either the checkered or the yellow flag. It doesn't matter. That ends the race. So here we go. Back to the green flag we go for 2 laps here around Daytona. Out front, you got Rush. You got Gibney. You got Mayberry, Smill, Fitz, May Massey, and it's anybody's race still. No holds barred. Get after it time here, boys and ladies.
That inside
They are
line had a very nice race restart there, up and through the gears, and like you mentioned here, Justin, running side by side of that back straightaway. Contact, we got one going around. It's the 27, we'll re-rack him again. Oh, holy cow, it's Troy Wagaman also.
Oh, Troy got every inch of that wall. Every single inch of that wall just got painted black, blue, purple, orange. I don't know. He got a bunch of colors on that thing, but he left an indention on that one.
I'm glad that we did see that virtual safer barrier flex, because we could have seen some some real life wrists broken here tonight. Here's a look and seeing what happened out here on the back straightaway. Look at the pushes. Look at the shoves. There's the 20 and the 21, who I believe make contact on the left front quarter panel and the right rear quarter panel. That ends up bumping into the number 27 of David Smeal Jr. And then there's about 3 to 4 more cars involved. That's Troy Wagaman, and as Justin mentioned here, this is going to be a hard lick here for Justin. Oh my God!
It's T-totaled that car. You seen it blowing the engine out of it. He had to tow it back. It's a wonder. I mean, if you got to credit these guys. I mean, they kept it on the bottom of the racetrack. If one person makes a wrong turn there, it's taking out the rest of the field too. And I mean, you've got a gaggle of cars. Golly, what a hit! I don't think we need Larry Mack in the Toyota car, you know, to break us down on that one. That one's going to need a radiator, front clip, front haft. You know, it's not just tore up, it's toe up.
And there on the bottom left side of your screen, I'm going to try to get a little, here we go. Here's probably the best look at, it's there, the 21. Just, I mean, of Ryan Smith, I mean, that's probably the second, third time we've said Ryan Smith's name here tonight, but Ryan Smith just kind of, let's see here one more time at full speed. Like you said, Justin, I mean, that was a really well breakdown that you mentioned in here. Golly, big old look at that. That's just a very wrong angle going into the wall there. So to cycle these drivers back out, Justin, I do think that did not count within our 3 chances at the green, white, checkered, because we came to the race with came to the race restart there with 3 laps to go within the race. So if this does come to it here, Justin, as well as anybody down in YouTube land, I do believe that we should still have 3 different chances at a green, white, checkered. And as you were talking about, Justin, it's exactly what it sounds like. We're going to get 1 lap as green. If we make it through it, we'll get 1 lap to the white. And if once we are on the white flag lap, anything will go. So there could be the biggest wreck in mankind history. We're going to make our way back into the checkered flag after that white flag.
Oh boy. Well, I don't know. You know, the fuel strategy game might be starting to get crunched a little bit more. Harder and harder, you know what I'm saying?
Shoot, I mean, you do bring up a good point in the fact that we last saw well, basically everybody on pits on lap 77. Within these caution laps, excuse me, here, Tyler Rush, Stan Mayberry, Matthew Fitz, Kevin Gibby Jr. Here's our last pit stop strategy there in the bottom right of your screen. So everybody up and in through P8, still last pit on lap 77. They should, especially with these caution flag laps, they should have enough fuel to make their way to that white checkered flag. Jimmy Barr, the newest driver on pit lane, sitting in P12 in his turn 2 Terribles Ford Mustang. He's got Dean Clavitt, Chris Lynn, Ken Baum Jr., George Wood, Dylan Clark, all there behind him. But it's some pretty mixed up. It's some pretty mixed up strategies here, Justin. I think we should all be able to make it to that white checkered flag, but keep an eye on anybody possibly stuttering coming across the line here next time by. Or shoot, within these next possible 3 laps in the race, excuse me.
Best be locked in. Have you crap together. Or don't, and make it fun for us. That's cool too.
Justin, what were you like under caution as we join in our remainder of drivers? Still got Kyler McCarthy. Hey, hang on now. We got to pull Kyler on it. Wee woo. Texting while driving? Come on. Oh, that's facing. It's okay.
Yeah, we'll allow that. We'll allow that. For now. Maybe not.
Kyler McCarthy. Oh, Kyler's down there in pits as well. So, man, still looking to get that damage all in up repaired. We still have another driver up within VR land. I'm not quite sure on the name there, but appreciate the driver cams as well as top left of your screen. I think that looks like a G29 in a living room. Have you ever? I have never. It's going to be, we're coming to side by side this lap by with what should be our first official attempt at a green-white checkered finish.
Whew. Well, come on, Stan. I picked you. I need it done.
You did, dude.
Lock
He was
in.
running ninth at the time, Justin. What a pick.
Come on, Stan. Lock in.
Stan running the outside line, got one main financial on the quarter panel, but he is all up against Dex One Imaging and Tyler Rush's. That is a driver flag there at that on the driver name pillar as well. Tyler Rush versus Stan Mayberry. That first row, it'll be Matthew Fitz versus Ryan Smith. The second row, Kevin Gibney Jr. and Tyler Shell. The third row. Green, white, checkered. Lights are out on that iRacing safety pace car. I said it, green flag of the race. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to do it again. Come on now, join me. Get up, stand up for your life. Don't you ever give up that fight. We are green flag racing in season 6 of full throttle performance. Last 2 races from the world, last 2 laps from the World Center of Racing are good to go. Tyler Rush, inside line. Stan Mayberry, outside line. Here we go, heading back up into turn 1. Who can do what they say can't be done? Wow, look at 3 wide.
Top here as we work our way through turns
4 wide.
2. Ooh, buddy, you best get locked in. Oh, I don't know about this. I don't know about this. Here comes, oh, good checkup right there. They're beating, banging, doing everything they can. Once again, remember, if you get to the white flag, that's the flag that gets to the end of the race. Next lap ends it. So you got to get to the white. Nobody's going to check up to you. Oh, beating,
contact.
banging. Don't wreck. Keep it straight. They got to the flag.
White flag is out as they wreck across the line. Tyler Rush, Matthew Fitz, and Ryan Smith winning P1, 2, and 3. It's the big one across the stripe, but here
Are they
comes
going to
the
race this
final.
thing out?
They're racing it out here, Justin.
Race it out. 5 guys up front. There's another group formed up behind them. I don't know if this momentum from the second group's going to get there. Oh my gosh, they might. They're lined up. Everybody get a dancing partner. Here comes Smill and Gabin. Up top, down low. They're doing everything they can. Fitz is trying to push. Block Rush has got his rear view mirror full of cars. Fitz is going to move him. Inside line. Here we go. Coming to the stripe. Give it to Fitz. Give it to Fitz. Gave him a whole bunch of it at the end of the stripe. Gave him a whole bunch of Fitz.
Matthew Fitz, give the field a Fitz because it's the 69 into virtual victory lane. Justin, holy crap.
Oh, my.
Matthew Fitz, race winner, Tyler Rush, P2, Ryan Smith at the line, P3. What a last lap of our season opening race.
Wow, I didn't think that second line was going to catch them. Holy cow, they had a run. Smill and Gaiman, is that Susie back there? Them guys worked incredible together. But let's go back and break this down. The 32 right over the back bumper. This is when you throw caution to the wind. If it blows up, it blows up. You don't care. Just get to the stripe first. So look, they're pushing like crazy in the corner right now. Pushing like crazy. Going to get rid of the 32. He's gone. Right there, Fitz is going to get to the back bumper of the 72 and kind of throw his momentum off. And Fitz going to be able to get there as they're spinning. Oh, my gosh, what a race.
Matthew Fitz, league admin, league owner, spinning
He's not even
across the
straight.
line. He's not, no, had no way in hell. 69 backing up into virtual victory lane. Matthew Fitz here. Burn it down, down, down.
Holy cow.
Congratulations, Matthew Fitz, Tyler Rush, Ryan Smith on 1, 2, and 3 tonight. What a race when it was for the number 69 here. We'll chat with the top 3 driver interviews in a few moments' time, as well as get you those unofficial, official race results. Here we go, coming across the stripe, Matthew Fitz by 0.003 of a second. The one out of 2 driver who doesn't spin coming across the line. Congratulations, Matthew Fitz here. We'll be chatting with you in a few moments' time. Here's our unofficial official race results here on tonight. Matthew Fitz out of Team Sparkle Unicorn Racing gets it done out of our season opener. Tyler Rush, P2. Ryan Smith, P3. Chris Lynn, Joshua Gaiman, David Spiel Jr., Joshua Susi, Tyler Shell, Jimmy Barr, Jaden Bigeman. That's the top 10. Daniel Higgins, George Wood, Dean Clavitt, Jeremy Zarfos, Kevin Gibby Jr., Austin Griffey, Ken Baum Jr., staying in Mayberry, running at the top 18. 19th through 28th, 19th, through 28th, Tyler Massey, Dylan Clark, Willie Hobart, Andrew May, Caitlin Haight, Anthony Bay, Kevin Click, Troy Ragaman Jr. falls back to P26, Eric L. Shank falls back to P27, Kyler McCarthy finishes P28 out here tonight. Now, Justin, I'm going to beat you up in virtual, actually, I think I'll drag him out here in with us. Now, Justin Yaw, I think you've caught up with our race winner out here tonight. It's Justin and Matthew Fitz joining us up in the virtual broadcast booth.
Oh my gosh, Fitz, you got a copy, buddy?
Yes, sir.
Holy Moses, man, what a finish. All right, Matthew, walk us through that.
You know, I didn't know what to do. I've been working with Stan all night. He was on the outside line. And I was like, I still want to win this race. I want to push Tyler out in front and be able to make a move and get around on the outside or something. I was definitely going to abandon him at some point. So I was just pushing as hard as I can in practice. Stan and I were running, and I was like, all right, I got to test. I got to see how far I could push and just keep this nose on there before the car blows up. He's like, why would you do that? And I'm like, you got to test to see why we're going to, if we're going to need it in the last lap, we're going to need it in the last lap. Sure as shit, I needed it in the last lap. I knew I could push him the whole way. I never got off his rear bumper. So, and then it just kind of unfolded. And, I'll take that. You get a lot of luck in this too. So.
Man, I mean, you was all over his. What was the temps at? Did you check the temps? Was it, close to blowing up, or we still, could we made another half a lap?
I could have made another half a lap, but I was in the red. I think I was hitting 290 on the wild tap.
Golly. Well, brother, you get it done here tonight. Obviously, you're our commissioner for the league. This obviously had a strong field tonight with 38 cars. Is that kind of, hopefully kind of a numbers game going into the season, giving us I guess looking to hopefully, this group's going to be able to grow a lot more this season.
Oh no, absolutely. We always start off pretty strong. As long as we have a good broadcasting team on their side, everybody that's watching us go back and stuff. Bringing you guys in. You guys do a fantastic job, and you even bring like a fan base, so that definitely helps improve that. We got a lot of good drivers, we got a lot of new faces and stuff. I wasn't sure how it was going to turn out, but I'm going to go back and watch it. I know it's going to be entertaining. That's for sure. That's
what we bring, baby. That's what we do here at Stam Studio Networks. Well, Matthew, you got anybody like to thank tonight, my friend?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Robbie, first and foremost. He was the one that started this league, and, we've been running this for years together. He wasn't able to run out, so I ended up racing one of his paints that he made for me. So it's really awesome. I was able to take the pole and take the win tonight. So good start to the year. Big shout out to you guys. I appreciate you guys coming out and doing this for us each and every week. I appreciate everybody that came out and racing with us. They did such a great job. I want to give a shout out to all the guys I'm kind of racing with. Stan, Michael Self, Carl, Pittman came out, Carson. So that's good. And a big shout out to David Smeal and Jimmy Barr. They're kind of the guys behind the scenes helping me out with a lot of the admin stuff, because it's, it's kind of a job to help run a league. So you get a couple hands in it and stuff like that. It works. So big shout out to those guys too.
For sure. Well, Matthew, we'll go to Atlanta next week, and hopefully we'll go for the old double up.
Yeah, 2 for 2. Let's do it.
Yes, sir. We'll send it to Mr. Sean Stammer. I believe he has caught up with our second place finish.
I have, man. Justin, great interview with our race winner, Matthew Fitz. Matthew, we appreciate your time and effort behind the scenes, as well as congratulations. Virtual victory lane tonight. I've caught up here with Tyler Rush, P2 in the 72. Tyler, you got yourself a copy, man.
Yeah, I'm here.
Tyler, welcome up here in the virtual broadcast booth, man. You finish out your P2 tonight. Golly, leading coming to the stripe and the number 72. Man, it was a game of inches out here from Daytona. What was going through your minds that whole last lap?
I knew they were going to leave me at some point. Nobody wants to be the bridesmaid here. Fortunately, that's me today.
Well,
so I was just trying to figure out when it was going to happen. I knew it was probably out of 4.
Golly,
And,
Tyler.
When I was good. I was good for a while, but the run came from like 5 cars deep. They all just, the energy from like 5 or 6 cars back all pushed through, and all of a sudden the car just snapped and I got hit that hard. Lucky I held on to it. But, it's a shame. The guys put a really good Camaro together for me. The nitro setup was awesome, and the rest of the boys I got to race with did a great job and put me in that position. So I owe that all to them. I just kind of rode around, saved fuel, and followed their strategy and was just there to capitalize. But I'm happy with second place. It's nice to be up here.
Hey, Tyler, that's really well said there, man. Excellent start here to the race season of this Full Throttle Performance Next Gen Series, where we follow each and every single one of those NASCAR Cup Series races. Tyler, you finished about your P2 tonight by 0.003 of a second. I know it's bridesmaid position. I know it's not what you were looking for, but still a very, very nice start here to the race season. Tyler, is there anybody you'd like to kind of shout out or thank here in this top 3 podium position?
Just the boys back home. The Nitro boys and everybody else, they brought me in here, and I've raced with them for a while, and I got to race with them on and off last year, so I'm happy to be with them again, and they gave me a really fast car, so without them, I wouldn't be here having fun tonight.
Well, hey, well said there, Tyler. You my gosh, you are our second biggest mover here since the drop of the green flag, so that's also another thing headed towards your name out there, going towards P2 at Atlanta. What's going through your mind heading towards Atlanta? Do you kind of prepare any different, or is this just another super speedway kind of style race?
I think it's going to be another super speedway for me. I'm going to enjoy the week getting ready, probably see what the boys have got cooked up back at the shop when I get home, and run a few practice sessions. But yeah, we're going to run it the same way we did this time, so I'd look out for us. All those nitro cars are probably going to be right up front again, just like always.
Well said there, Tyler. We continue to see those nitro cars up front, and especially these super speedway races. It'll be fun to be a hybrid racing there next week from Atlanta, 1.5 mile, but super speedway style racing. Hopefully we're chatting with you up in top 3 driver interviews next week's time, Tyler.
All right. Thank you very much, guys.
I'm going to throw it back down there to Justin. I believe he has caught up with Ryan Smith, our P3 driver out here tonight from the World Center of Racing.
You got a copy, my friend?
Yes, sir.
Man, we're bringing home P3 tonight. Not a bad way at all to start the season, especially 38 drivers in this field, and you bring home P3 in to start us off this season. Does that kind of give you some momentum maybe going in Atlanta next week?
I guess. I mean, it's just kind of riding around all day and just taking what came to you. It's hard when a lot of these guys are really good, and I don't run NASCAR a lot. I think the last time I touched it was this league, maybe in May last year. So it's it's hard to really have a basis of where I'm at, or if it was just luck. I'm gonna go on the side of right place, right time in this one. But yeah, I guess it's something I can at least look forward to next week and know that I can finish third this time. It's possible to get 2 spots better.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Just try to build on your momentum each and every week. Hey, second next week. We'll put her in first. So I think you're more looking forward to the road courses when we get to kind of area, or maybe the mile and a half.
Mile and a half's more than anything, but like I hope I can run 10 shows. Like this doesn't always work this time of and with my schedule and how busy I am. So it's nice to get out for big events like this. I appreciate Matt and Jimmy and Smeal and all of them for putting it on. Every race that I can make it to, I hope to be competitive, and if we happen to rack out, then all to F4 and try again next week. It's just kind of just having fun. There's really no plan to run for any season-long points titles or anything. It's just wherever I feel like racing, I'll show up, and if I don't, I'll go to bed.
Well, Ryan, buddy, we appreciate you racing with us. Hope to catch you next week at Atlanta. And got anybody else you'd like to thank tonight?
Yeah, everybody at the Turn 2 Terribles. I mean, it's a crowded Discord, and we're crowded on the track, but it's a lot of fun. Everybody there doesn't take it too serious. We all want to win, but we all want to have a fun time as well. All those guys, Jeremy Zarfos Photography, DK Bumpers, it's just a lot of fun to just jump in and no laps or anything and just hang out with the boys. Just have a good time doing it.
Well, Ryan, we appreciate you, brother. We'll get ready to hopefully see you next week in Atlanta. I'm going to send you Mr. Sean Stam. He'll wrap us up.
Hey,
thank you, guys.
Justin. Hey, and thank you, Ryan, down there in top 3 driver interview land. Matthew Fitz coming away with the race win. Tyler Rush P2 and Ryan Smith P3 by 5 thousandths of a second at the race line. Thank you all here for joining in here tonight on Stam Studio Network. I'm going to get the next broadcast ready to go out here. I'm actually going to be live in just 30 minutes if you're looking for some road course racing action and Mazda MX-5s, real life drivers coming out there and showing out there what they have for some racing action. But as far as tonight goes, Matthew Fitz, how about it? Full throttle performance, pole sitter, race winner out there in the number 69 Ford Mustang. Then it is about 6 Chevrolet Camaros out there until Jimmy Barr and Jaden Bingaman out there within the 6th and 7th positions. There's the unofficial official race results here tonight from the bottom of Justin Yaw and myself, Sean Stam Sart out here tonight at Stam Studio Network. I hope that you all had a great here start to the race season as well as down here on broadcasting land. We'll be right back here with you next week, same time from the virtual Atlanta Motor Speedway. Until then, everybody, fly those virtual flights home safe and drive those virtual cars home safe. We'll see you next time up here in the booth. Thanks, everybody.